Okay, um, I'll start this tutorial with a little story. A couple of months ago, a client that we do SEO for called us and said, "Hey, my speed index has really gotten very low. What can we do about it?" And this really got me thinking that so far we as a digital agency were tracking speed and page load speeds with PageSpeed Insights. But the problem with PageSpeed Insights is that you can't set a trigger that notifies you when your speed index is going down, and when your website loading time has gone up. So we had to figure out this problem, and I came up with a solution that involves a very simple automation in make.com that creates a backlog of the basic metrics from PageSpeed Insights. So as you know, I will use today I'll use this website as an example. As you know, PageSpeed Insights is very useful and powerful tool for everyone who does search engine optimization, agencies, freelancers, and even general business owners that care about how their website performs in the search results. So how does it work? You just enter your website, click analyze, and the tool will start analyzing your website, and it will give you insights for both mobile and desktop. So you'll see two separate windows with data for how your website performs on mobile and how it performs on a desktop. So when you run the test, it takes about a minute or less, depending on the size of the website, and these two will give you the results. So as you can see here, we got our results for mobile, we got them for desktop as well. This is the general performance index, and these are some very important metrics for SEO purposes. I will not go into details what each of these mean and why SEO experts care about them. I just wanted to share with you how a basic PageSpeed Insights report looks like. So the problem is that this data is only available for the current moment. It's only correct for the time that this report has been ran, and we don't actually get any historical data to compare these results against. So what we can do, we can create a make automation that runs this report once a day, once a week, once a month, as often as we need, and collects the data into a Google Sheet like this one. So first thing you gotta do is create a Google Sheet with how much are these? 6, 7, 8 columns with the most important metrics. Here under date, you will see the date when the report was run. Let's say on the 1st of every month, or it doesn't really matter. Whatever you decide. I prefer to run these automations once a month on the first day of the month. Device, you will see here either mobile or desktop. The URL for the website that has been scanned, this is basically your URL. In my case, this column will always say topcar.co. And what else? Performance core, first contentful paint, largest contentful paint, cumulative layout shift, and speed index. Again, these are the metrics that I care most about, so I only pull them from the PageSpeed Insights. If you want more metrics or different metrics, you can totally add more columns to your sheet. It really depends on you and your project. So yeah, first thing is we gotta do this. We gotta prepare this Google Sheet table. This is where the results will come. Next thing we need to do is go to our make profile. And by the way, this is a free profile. I have not yet paid, so this is a free plan and it will still work, because under the free plan you get up to 1,000 free operations per month. So this is more than enough for what we'll do today. So hit create new scenario, and I'll kind of show you how we built this automation. So the first module we will add is the HTTP. Hit the plus icon and you'll see a list of available apps that you can choose from. If you don't see HTTP here, you can always use the search bar HTTP, and in our case we need make a request. So now we need to set up the actual module and how it will work. Here under URL you need to add, now I'll show you. Come on, get started. Okay. You need to add this URL. This is the first thing you need to do. Go back here and just paste it. And also you will need to add a couple of parameters under query string, and these will be your URL and your key. So under query string we type URL, under name, and under value we add the URL of our website. In our case it's going to be this one, topcar.co. So topcar.co, add another parameter, and here we just type key, and this is where we have to paste our API key from PageSpeed Insights. How do we get this? Here you see there is a button that says get a key. Click on it, and now you have to create a new project. I will just click create a new project and give it a name, say Topcard, and then click next. And now the system will give us our API key, and we just need to copy paste it inside our HTTP module in make. Show key, copy, go back here, paste, and click save. Now if we run this sol module, it should return the same data that we see right here. Now let's see what happens. Again, we might need to wait a bit. Depending on how big is your website and what content platform it uses, it may take a while, so be patient. Usually if there is something wrong and Make encounters an error, it will show you in the very beginning. So okay, we got our report done, and here is the input. This is basically what we filled out in the module itself. And here under output, we are interested in this field data. And as you can see, we can actually go and get some valuable information. It's in a very big piece of text, not actual text, but some JSON. But as you can see, there is already some data here. For example, if we go Control and F and search for speed index, we can already see that it has a 5.3 seconds, which should be something close to what we have here. It was probably it was probably desktop. As I said, these will fluctuate depending on when you run the report. So very rarely I get the exact same numbers, but in this case I'll assume that the numbers are correct. Now the problem is that if we just leave the HTTP module as it is, it will only provide data for either desktop or mobile. So we need to break this down, and the way we do this is we have to add a couple of other modules before the HTTP module. The idea here was to run it first and check if everything is correct, whether it pulls data or not. And now in our case, it pulls data, so we can actually move on and create the whole scenario so that it works for us. So you can just right click anywhere, click add new module. And here we will need a module that is a set variable module, and it will call it strategies. Just go here, and under tools you will see set variable. Okay, and we set its name is strategies, and the variable value, we're gonna use a formula for this one. So just type /split, and then you go mobile, just write mobile, and then desktop, and you need to add a comma here, and I will explain to you what this does. Okay, click Save, unlink, put the timer here. So now our set variable module is the first one, and we also need another module. This one will be an iterator. So you can either type iterator or go first to flow control and then select iterator. And now what this module does, it iterates over the array that comes from the previous module. And in our case, it's going to be strategies. The only thing you gotta do is just select strategies. This is the variable we created in the very first module. So click Save and connect your iterator to the HTTP module. Now, what else? What are the next steps? We need to add some additional parameters here. So again, under query string, now we add the third parameter, which is strategy, and this one is the value from the iterator. So it will be either a desktop or mobile. So what we did now is that in the first module we create an array with two values, desktop and mobile. In the second module, iterator, we split this array into either desktop or mobile. And this allows our third module, which is the HTTP module, to now it will run twice. Once it will do the check for how our website performs on mobile, populate everything into the Google Sheet, and then go back, grab the next array, which will be, let's say, the desktop version of our website, do the exact thing, exactly the same thing again, and populate the data into our Google Sheets. Now, before we actually go and populate our Google Sheet, we need to add another module, which is going to be JSON, and select parse JSON. Why do we do that? It's because this way we ensure that the data coming from the HTTP module is correctly parsed into our Google Sheets. And here is what we need to do. We select parse JSON, and here we add the data field coming from our module, which was make a request. Then click Save. And at this point, we are ready to add our final module, which is the Google Sheets. Now we go and select Add a Row. And we have already connected our Google account to Make. If you don't know how to do it, go and check the video down in the description where we go through this process. And now we need to find our sheet. So under Spreadsheet ID, just click it and wait until it fetches your Google Drive. Now you just navigate through the paths until you find the sheet that you need. So this is the one that I showed you earlier, which is a PageSpeed Insights data tab card. So where were we? Okay. And we need to choose the sheet. In our case, it's the very first sheet. Okay, table contains headers. And as you see, we can already map everything that, every column that is present in our sheet. So this is where the tricky part comes in. We need to add the date. This will help us understand when the report has was actually taking place. So under dates, we need to do some formatting, which goes like this. We need to use a formula. First, we type an apostrophe, then we use /format date, and here in the first part of the formula, okay, what's going on here? We can just go right here and select now. So right now, the formula, when it's written like this, it fetches the current moment. And in the second part of the formula, we need to, okay, what's going on? Why this comes up every time? You need, as you can see here, you can format the date the way you like. So in my case, I prefer day, then month, then year. Okay, and we add this apostrophe at the beginning because this way the formula doesn't mess up with our Google Sheet. Now what's next? The next one is device. So under device, we simply gotta choose value from the iterator. And you can see it right here. It says value. And now our URL. We already know it's going to be topcar.co. We can either type it manually or we can fetch it dynamically. I leave this up to you. You can do it either way. If you want to do it dynamically, for example, if you run this report for many clients or many websites at once, you can come here and let's see, let's see where it was. So strategies, no. So the reason I don't see it here is because we still haven't run our let's click save and save for a second. We still this module still hasn't fired up, so we're pulling data from here into the Google Sheet. So what we have to do now is let's unlink these two for a moment. We still don't want no, we can actually leave them connected just to make sure the date comes correct. So now we'll run a test. We'll hit run once, and as you can see here, the iterator has split the array that comes from the first module into two bundles, one mobile and one desktop. And then the HTTP module is making a request, and it's probably using the first output from the iterator right now, which is the mobile. And now again we need to wait until this request is ready. Here it goes. And now, as you can see, here it's probably yes, this is mobile, and now it's running for desktop, but we are interested on what's going on here, and more precisely here under Lighthouse results we need to capture the data which is under audits. Now, okay, as you can see, the automation has fired twice, and we should be able to see, yes, we see the date correctly, and we see one column for mobile, one row for mobile and one for desktop. Now we don't need these two, so I'll just go and delete them. We already validated that data is coming, so we don't need this anymore. Sorry guys, had to pause the video because for some reason my browser stopped responding. So what we were doing, we were trying to figure out where the performance score comes from, and we need to search it under parse.json, Lighthouse results, and here we need to find categories. I was wrong to say it's in audits. The other metrics are in audits, but here in categories. So this one, and we just pull score. I think this is it, what we are looking for. Yes, and here's a little catch. It actually comes not like here as 56. We'll see it's like 0.56. So if you want to see it visualized in your Google Sheets as in the web browser, you need to multiply your score by 100. So we just come here again, select the multiplier, type 100, and we are good to go. Now the first contentful paint, where do we get this from? Again, under parse.json, Lighthouse results. This time it is audits, and now we need to see where this guy is hiding. Okay, I see the largest contentful paint. This guy is also what we need, so let's just use it until I've located it. So we get display value and we just drop it here. Okay, now where is the first contentful paint? Let's keep looking for it. Should be somewhere here. Here it is. Go to the drop down and look for display value again. Drop it here. And this is basically how you do it with every single metric that you want populated in your Google sheet. So now, okay, we need cumulative layout shift. Let's see, where is this? Layout shifts, probably here. No. It's most likely somewhere up. Okay, I see speed index. We need this one as well. Again, we grab display value and just drop it in the right column. And now what's left is we need to locate where is the cumulative layout shift, and here we go. This is it. Go find display value again, drop it here and hit save. One thing I want to make clear is that for some reason make.com doesn't have an autosave. So whenever you make a change in your automation or scenario, just make sure you click save, because either way you might need to start from scratch, which will be very annoying. So I think, guys, we're good to give it a final go and see how everything populates in our table. Now, when you hit run once, the automation will start, and we will be looking for the information that comes here in the table. So let's just wait and see what we are up to. We should get 2 rows, one for mobile performance and the second one will be for the desktop performance. As I mentioned earlier, you can add as much columns as you need, and you can pull as many data as you need from PageSpeed Insights. For the purpose of this video, these are the metrics I'm interested in. So in our case, I will be happy with the results just as it is. Of course, you can always play around with the formatting and how the data looks in your Google Sheet. But as far as I'm concerned, everything looks nice. I just don't like that the newly added rows that just came inherit the format of the first row. So I need to check why this is happening. It mostly happens because yes, we need them unformatted. I probably forgot to save the last time I did this. So when I click save, and if I run this again, the same data will come here, but this time these rows will look like this. They will not be painted in green. So yeah, I'm happy with the results. Work fine for me. And now if you want this automation to run on a regular basis, you can let it run, let's say every 15 minutes, or let's say every day, or every Monday, or every Friday, whatever you need, guys. In my case, I prefer to use this option, run on the first day of the month every single month, and run around midnight or something like this, just to make sure when I wake up in the morning I see some fresh data popping into my Google Sheets. So again, thank you guys. This was it. Hope you find it helpful. And if you need some help, let me know. You will find the blueprint for this scenario in the description. If you don't see it, just let me know. I'll share it with you completely for free. So that will allow you to build this scenario much faster. So yeah, thanks for watching.